What is good? Tyson Haskins here on your Rectangles for another Profile. It's the segment where we find people who are great at what they do. We go all across Utah to do it, but today we're sticking around here in Park City at Rise Boxing Gym to interview a very inspirational woman, Maryguenn Vellinga.
I'm Maryguenn Vellinga. In the amateur boxing world, I'm currently ranked number 3 on the USA team. I'm from Utah originally. I grew up in Maryguenn, Utah, a small town down in Utah County. I got into rock climbing in my late teens and climbed pretty avidly for about, 7-8 years. Had a really bad fall and broke my ankle, and I couldn't get back to the same level of climbing. When I had that accident climbing, it was a huge life turn for me. I was super depressed. My dad had passed away 6 months before, and I think those things collided. I had 3 surgeries. I was told I wouldn't be athletic again, I would never run again, and I just went to a fitness boxing class, not really expecting it to be my thing, just kind of like dabbling in other things, and I loved it right away. So I went and sparred at a real gym, did well. I don't know how well I did. I knocked the girl down, and that was super exciting for me. So when I started boxing, there weren't a lot of girls in the gyms. I had called around multiple gyms to try and see where I should go, and multiple gyms told me they didn't have girls there. I've changed coaches multiple times for various reasons and worked at multiple gyms, and you do have to really prove yourself. I feel like as a female, we work twice as hard to get half the respect. Boxing has had a low point in the last 10 years or so. I think just in the last few years, you're seeing a little bit of a revival, specifically in women's boxing. So women's boxing became an Olympic sport in 2012. That was the last female male equivalent that hadn't yet been added to the Olympics. And since that, you've seen a really big surge in participation in women's boxing. I think that in general, fitness boxing has become a really kind of trendy workout just in the last year or two, and that's helping our sport because it's giving more exposure to it. But I think we're on the up and up. I really hope so. In my personal amateur career, I have been competing now for 8 years. I'm currently ranked number 3 on the by USA Boxing. I just qualified for the first round of the preliminary Olympic trials for 2020. I'm getting kind of old, so this will be my last attempt for that, but I've stayed in the amateurs because I've wanted to push for that Olympic spot. There's only one position for the USA team, so I'm working with that goal in mind right now. Right now we are here at Rise Boxing, so I just opened up a fitness and competitive boxing gym in Park City, hoping to share the sport with people and kind of boost that rise in the boxing world. I love the sport. I know a lot of people that I've introduced to it really enjoy it. My goal is to, coach kids and have a competitive program, but within that also kind of just share boxing in an unintimidating way through fitness with the general public. We make it super approachable, so we start with kind of the basics and get more technical throughout class. But ultimately, I've had everybody from 8-year-old kids to 70-year-olds in here who have never thrown a punch, and I feel like everybody walks out knowing that they're capable of something they didn't know they were in the first place. Part of what has pushed me to keep pursuing my goal of being an Olympic athlete and also to open a gym, I really think about how will I look back at how hard I worked to get to wherever I wanted to get. And I always think if I gave anything less than 100%, will I be able to respect myself? I've also had several setbacks. I didn't want those to get the best of me. And so for me, it was really about knowing that initially I had this dream and not letting any of the interferences in the process. For me, I just knew that I wouldn't be content unless I gave 100%, and that I didn't want any of those roadblocks to be something that I look back and realize I could have worked through and I didn't. So I think it's really just about making sure that you're giving your best, and I wanted to see what I was capable of. Yeah, here I am.
Special thanks to Mary for having us here in her gym today. Really appreciate it. And from Park City Television, we wish you the best of luck in your Olympic pursuits. And as always, if you know someone who would make a great profile, shoot me an email, tyson@parkcity.tv, and we'll see you on the next one.